Edinburgh New Town. By the mid-18th century, Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland, was becoming overcrowded. The old medieval city had been built along a high ridge of land that could easily be defended in times of war. Now, however, that geography was limiting physical growth, as it was impossible to build on the steep slopes of the ridge. The government, facing various social and political pressures, held an architectural design competition for a new residential and commercial district to be constructed to the north of the old city. The result was Edinburgh New Town, one of the most successful urban development projects of the last 2 centuries. Be what has allowed New Town to flourish for more than 200 years when other ambitious urban projects have failed? It is a question of great interest to urban planners seeking to build vibrant, successful cities. There are several important reasons, but in short, the success of New Town is primarily due to its ability to adapt to society changes over the centuries, although its attractive, harmonious design is also a factor. One of the most highly planned aspects of New Town is its layout. The district is laid out in a regular grid pattern, a clear contrast to the more chaotic streets of the old city. Despite the organization, New Town is far from boring. Large, grand avenues divide it into smaller areas that, in turn, are divided by smaller streets and lanes that give access to public buildings, parks, and homes. As a result, each part of the district has the feel of an intimate, walkable neighborhood rather than a rigorously planned urban area. For a visitor to New Town, the aesthetic appeal of the area is obvious. There is a consistency of design in the neoclassical stone buildings that creates a sense of harmony and integrity. Like the layout, this was a deliberate choice of the city planners. They were constrained by a Scottish legal practice known as a few. According to the terms of the few, buildings had to conform to rather strict regulations concerning height, materials, and design. Accordingly, though the buildings of New Town vary in their details, their overall appearance is fairly similar. The result is buildings with individual charm that yet coexist in harmony. In contrast with the regularity of the exteriors of the buildings, it is the irregularity of their interiors that is one of the main keys to New Town's continuing success. The numerous rows of houses in New Town hide an enormous variety of living arrangements. Behind one front door might be a grand residence occupying the entire 5 stories. Most houses, however, have been subdivided into flats of various sizes, ranging from large, 5-room apartments to 1-bedroom flats. As a result, New Town is home to a mixed community of people of varying incomes, ages, and backgrounds. The interior variation of the buildings has also led to another important feature of New Town that was not anticipated by the original designers: its adaptability. Most houses in New Town are designed such that their interiors can be modified substantially without causing damage to the basic structure of the building. Walls can be added or removed with relative ease, expanding or dividing the space as needed. As a result, over time, the buildings of New Town have changed from one function to another without the need to destroy the original buildings. For instance, one residence became a small hospital at the beginning of the 20th century, was later converted into offices, and in the 21st century was changed back into a number of smaller apartments. This constant evolution typifies New Town buildings. In her famous book The Life and Death of Great American Cities, Jane Jacobs outlines some of the characteristics necessary for successful, vibrant cities. In particular, she identified the need for high population density, small blocks with many entrances to the street, and mixed use of structures, both socially and economically. Given that Edinburgh New Town meets these criteria, it is easy to see why it continues to thrive.